Nerd Avengers! I'm on my way. Woo! Friday show! Friday! You made it. We all made it. Oh shit, some ducks. A bunch of... I gotta get the ducks cleared out of here, man. On the fly in, there's always a bunch of ducks. I didn't even think ducks could fly up here. You know? Super wild. Ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a good show. Yes, I'm gonna turn gambling on. It's not on yet, you freaking fiends. When I land into the tower, I'll put gambling on, so we'll have that going on. And yes, I wanted to do something a little different today. I wanted to do a tier list of all of the Disney Plus shows. Star Wars and Marvel. I wanted to rank them. And before we get started, there's one show I forgot to put on the list. And I'm wondering if you guys know what show. What show do you think I forgot to put on the official list? Let me know what you think. I'm flying in. I'll see you in a second. Very like atmospheric, the music today. I feel like I should be saying something real serious, saying something real meaningful and deep and stuff. All I got is it's Friday. That's all I got. That's all I got. So, I do have a big video coming out later today. Oh, let me put on the gambling before everybody freaks out and riots in the lobby and Susan has to go crazy. That's not going to be good. Let me just say, too, that there are updates about Doctor Strange. And interestingly enough, I actually recorded a video and edited a good bit of a video yesterday that all has to do with Doctor Strange. And, strangely... Did I just say strangely about the Doctor? Yeah. Strangely, now we have even more information because apparently the new cut of the film was screened for some people, and Grace Randolph says she spoke to somebody who saw the new cut of the movie. And so there are even more updates. So I'm going to kind of combine the video I had yesterday. I'm actually going to have to re-record it, but it's all good. I'm going to re-record that. And that should be out for you later today. That's going to be a juicy one. Okay, the gambling is on. Let me just see something here. You know, no, I'm sorry, I got to adjust the gambling. It's only going to work at 76 or higher, so you need a 76 roll or higher. But yes, you'll win 10 times if you score a 99 or 100, and 3 times if you do 76 through 98. Okay? Okay? Is that acceptable? And also, get the likes up. I don't even know what they're at right now, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to look at it. Smash the like. Yes, so I want to say we've got that nice video coming out later today for you. Also, at 1 p.m., if you are a Nerdventure Prime member, if you are a member at the Prime level, I will be doing a stream at 1 p.m. I think it's going to be a good one. I missed you guys last week. I dropped a little video for you, but we didn't get to fully get in there and talk about everything. So check that out at 1 p.m. today if you can. And also, yeah, change it to that. Shut your mouth. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. Now, before we get into the tiers, which I think is going to be really, really cool, there's just one thing I believe that I wanted to talk about, and it's kind of It's just a little bit of news story. Maybe something else will pop up. Maybe we'll talk about something else later. I do want to save time for call-ins later in the show as well. But let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. I saw this pop up, and it's interesting to me for a couple of different reasons here. Number one, okay, how do I say this without like seemingly sounding rude towards Vincent D'Onofrio? I like Vincent D'Onofrio. He's cool. I liked his Kingpin portrayal. I didn't think it was Disneyfied or anything like that. I thought it was dope. But he's been like kind of arguing with people online on whether or not his character is the same one from Netflix. And he's continuously been saying stuff like, it's the same character, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are like, I don't know about that, Chief. And the deal is, look, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. The reason I even wanted to talk about this is those whiny-ass motherfuckers. Those whiny-ass motherfuckers. Like, I saw somebody do a retweet or something to the effect of, like, arguing with Vincent D'Onofrio about the character that he's playing is my new favorite version of dumbasses or something like that. Like those snarky, pouty, pedantic, whiny motherfuckers that are on Twitter that were clowning on people for entertaining the possibility that the actor known as D'Onofrio may not fully know the fuck's going on with Marvel and all that. Okay? And I give you Exhibit A. Netflix canceled Daredevil because of Disney Plus, says Vincent D'Onofrio. Okay. So here's what he says here. Kingpin actor Vincent D'Onofrio recently stopped by the Marvel News Desk podcast and shared his firsthand experience in reaction to the cancellation. I don't think any of us were okay. I think that we were like, oh, okay. We had a hit show, and now it's gone. You know, at the same time, the group #SaveDaredevil started to rise. We started to learn the reasons why that happened. And so we understood what Marvel was doing because Disney Plus coming out. D'Onofrio followed up his initial reaction to the cancellation of Daredevil with how they all began to understand the why and how the series was canceled. You know, when you're in this business as long... a long time like we have all been, it kind of made sense business-wise. What didn't make sense to us was why we wouldn't continue that show or the idea of how that worked and how well it worked conceptually. I think we were disappointed, but I think we all understood what was going on, and it was sort of inevitable. In this business, you learn to accept things because you know it's a business in the end, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Okay, so again, I like Vincent D'Onofrio, and the whole like uncle thing and all that stuff is super fun, but here's the deal. He's that kind of uncle now. He's that kind of like, what are you talking about, bro, kind of uncle. And I'm not trying to be rude, but like, there is no way that Disney canceled the Netflix-owned, completely owned by Netflix shows because of Disney Plus. Like, there's no way that's what happened. At least as far as I understand it, they had no oversight. Like Marvel Studios proper, especially the studios department, which is the film production studio that is owned by Disney, they have no say in that. They don't get to go to the Netflix offices and say this, that, second, and the third. They don't get to do that. They canceled all of those shows. And did they, like this just to me, like in chat, tell me if I'm crazy. Am I Crazy Town USA here? Like, am I Crazy Town? As far as we understand it, and hey, maybe I could be wrong. As far as I understand it, there's no way this could have happened. There's no connection there other than the fact that they wanted to bring some of these characters back. The whole idea was like that it's fucking crazy that these characters would even come back and be in this show. So I bring this to your attention only because these actors and the people that portray these roles, they don't always know everything that's going on. It's like, that's why I kind of like Michael Keaton, because he'll come out there and say, like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, they just tell me what to do. They tell me how to read lines, and I do this thing. I don't even know. I didn't even see the movie. Vulture's kind of fun. I don't know what he does. You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing in this Batman movie? Like, that kind of stuff. He's, like, really down to earth and real about it, you know? And I'm not saying that, like, certain actors wouldn't get more involved or excited about a certain role and have more of a connection and maybe know really what's going on, but it's like the Tyrese situation. It's like Ewan McGregor saying a couple of days before they send everybody home from the set that the show's doing great and the scripts are fine. A lot of the times, actors just got to come out there and say some shit, you know? It's a little different with Vincent because he's literally arguing with people online about the Kingpin. And from an actor's perspective, could you make the argument that it's the same character, that everything that happened before is what's informing that character in the here and now? For sure, absolutely. And as an actor, whatever it takes to get you into that, you know, mind frame of that character to be able to do that performance, it's all good. But I just bring this up again because, like, this crazy logic of people being like, dude, what Vincent D'Onofrio says about the Kingpin character and his experience is law. And if you argue with Vincent, like, if you basically say Vincent doesn't know what he's talking about here, then you're dumb. Like, what? And so I know you guys can't put the gosh dang dice down or the friggin' handle on the slot machine down because everybody's just gambling their fucking lives away in this chat. But I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was kind of interesting. Like, dude, Vincent, like, bruh. I just respectfully don't think you know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, now let's move on. Let's do the tier list thing. Okay, this is kind of a new thing. Okay, we haven't actually done this before, and I find it to be kind of fun, man. Like the idea of doing more fun and interesting things on the streams. In fact, one of the things that I want to do, and I'm going to talk more about this on the Prime stream at 1 p.m. But let me know if you guys think this idea would be fun. Just put a yes or no in the chat. So I'm thinking about doing a You Laugh, You Lose, where people will submit nerdy things, whether they be memes or videos or whatever, to try to get me to laugh on stream. But the difference will be I will have a Nerf gun fully loaded up, and Elisa will join me, and she'll point the Nerf gun at me, and every time I laugh, if I do laugh, she will shoot me in the face with a Nerf gun. So that's something that I wanted to put on here. Some people are like, no, I hate it. No. Yeah, Patrick Starr, I see you saying no. You say no one more goddamn time, Patrick Starr. You're out of here for life. All right, that's it. Ban him. Get him out of here. I know you're just doing what I told you to do, but I don't like your face. I don't like your attitude. I don't like how your name is all caps. Boom. Banned. Forever. Banned. Gone. Forever. Now, let me ask again. Do you like this idea? Wait, how the fuck is Patrick Starr still in here? The fuck? Oh, okay, there we go. Let's ask again. Do you like the idea of doing a You Laugh, You Lose? And if I do laugh, I get shot in the face with a Nerf gun. I'm asking again. Chet, write every name down that says no. Every time you lose or laugh, you gotta slap a grandma? Oh, okay. Yeah. See, that's what we have over here. Democracy. You know, just like in America. We got a democracy over here. Water pistols? That sounds risky with all the fucking electronics and stuff over here. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. But no. Look, I'm not saying we gotta do it. Chris, get him out of here! Fucking Chris Taylor, get him out! No, I'm just kidding. Don't get Chris out of here. It's okay. It's okay not to like my brilliant ideas. Friggin' buttholes. Sheesh. Okay, did anybody guess right? Masma says no? What? Come on, man. Masmas would just prefer it if I just stood up here and read Dune. Like dry ass Dune. Just wrote Dune for you guys. Then Masmas would be like, yes, it's the best stream ever. Okay. Yeah, so here's the deal. Let's just jump into this. Let's do this. Let's give this a shot and see what people think. So, I forgot a Disney Plus show, and it's The Bad Batch. So here's the deal. I thought about this. I was like, oh, man, maybe I could do a whole new list. I could get Bad Batch on here. I could put it on here. What? Oh, we don't like You Laugh, You Loses? Fine. Well, fuck y'all then. So I forgot Bad Batch. So here's the deal. Bad Batch automatically, because it's so forgettable that I didn't even think to put it on this list, it's D. It's D tier. Okay? So let's just get that right out of the way. I know some of you guys are going to be upset. Some of you Star Wars fans are going to be perturbed. But yeah, so Bad Batch not in here. It gets a D rating right off the bat. Go ahead, cry about it. Let me know if cry about it. See if I fucking care. Okay, so let's talk about the S tier. S tier. Have any of these shows actually reached into S tier? Now, technically, it's sort of a weird situation here because we're ranking them together, so they're not really being compared to other great, fantastic shows out there. But I will say, I think in order to be an S tier type of show, you got to be able to stand toe-to-toe with some of the greatest television that's ever existed. Definitely genre-specific television, like other nerdy shows, Star Wars shows, fantasy shows, but just in general shows as well. I think there are a couple of shows, actually, that do get into the S tier. Number one, Mandalorian Season 2. I think there's a couple of different reasons why Mandalorian Season 2 makes S tier. Number one, obviously the ending with Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker ending, crazy, just like a real changing event for pop culture in general, because it introduces, from the technological perspective, this whole idea of bringing characters back at a time when the actor themselves can't really portray that anymore. So there's that. Also, just considering what happened with the sequel trilogy and a lot of people's feelings about Luke specifically, yes, I would say Mandalorian Season 2, the ending of Luke really, really nails it. But there's a couple of other things that I think really push this season into S tier. I personally find Dave Filoni's writing, directing episode with Ahsoka to be almost as monumental as the Luke Skywalker episode, because Ahsoka is a character that people have wanted to be in live action forever. Ahsoka is a character that basically a lot of Star Wars fans via the Clone Wars just sort of fell in love with and really grew up with. And, you know, I remember, man, being in Orlando all the way back in 2014, and I was at a Marvel panel, and the editors were literally trying to ask people, like, what kind of comic do you want us to make? Like, it was sort of tongue-in-cheek, but they were, like, just trying to get feedback. Like, everybody in that room was yelling for Ahsoka. You know what I mean? Everybody was just like, Ahsoka, Ahsoka. And so, you know, for that, pretty ridiculous. A lot of folks, I don't know if people can fully appreciate this as well, but, like, even a Katie Sackhoff Bo-Katan. Like, dude, we didn't know what Bo-Katan was going to look like in live action. I mean, kind of. Fucking Katie Sackhoff. But, like, the wig, everything, the armor design, all of it. So much comes out of Mandalorian Season 2 that I would say you absolutely, yeah, it's S tier. Very, very high. And possibly so good that it's one of the reasons that people are having issues with Boba currently right now. Okay. So, is there anything else? I would argue there is. And again, I have my reasons. I'm going to say Loki. I think Loki is S tier quality television. I think just from the perspective of just entertaining content, it's it stands toe-to-toe with a lot of other shows out there. Obviously, Loki and Tom Hiddleston, his performance as that character is very iconic. Fans were really excited about it. But the multiversal elements, man. The multiversal elements, bold, interesting. I would say, for me, just even the design, the music, the style of the TVA. It's really, really Rick and Morty meets MCU. And I think it establishes... John White, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers, baby. I think that it establishes that new vibe for Marvel moving forward. Sometimes, like, we hit a vibe. Like, Taika Waititi, Thor Ragnarok is a vibe. Like, it's just, like, his wacky sensibilities with the sort of weird cosmic, but also Asgardian stuff that's going on. It's a vibe. It totally works. Russo brothers. Just the Russo brothers vibe, man. Like, it's great. They can do characters so well. They juggle a lot of characters really well. It feels intimate while also grand. Like, it's a vibe. It's just, it works really, really, really well. I don't know how much we've gotten of that in Phase 4 so far. Like, I think Shang-Chi is a great movie, but I don't know if it, like, screams like Daniel, like, struck a vibe there. It seems kind of paint by numbers. Zoe, you could argue, yes, that's a vibe. A lot of people weren't feeling that vibe, you know what I mean? Lowest rated Rotten Tomatoes score for a Marvel movie ever. By the way, I just revisited Eternals. I actually find it to be pretty enjoyable on my second view. So I would actually rank that movie a little slightly higher now than I did the first time. Regardless, it doesn't like hit a vibe like that where Marvel fans were like, let's go. Loki struck a vibe. It also, importantly, is mass appeal, meaning like a lot of the like male fans, female fans, like hardcore fans, casual fans. It felt like there was something for everybody. With Loki, it was a celebration of Marvel in a lot of regards because of the different things you view from Loki's past. You know, Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston, just chemistry you couldn't have dreamed of. And then, here's another really important reason why I think S tier. Bro, they did the thing that a lot of people didn't think they would do, and that is... They brought Kang in and established a very important Phase 4 character, maybe one of the most important Phase 4 characters, Phase 5 characters moving forward, through a dialogue scene. They literally let Jonathan Majors in purple and green robes and slippers just cut up a scene. I thought it was fantastic. I absolutely love the finale of Loki. So for all of those different reasons, I do believe, yes, you've got a couple of S tiers here. So, that's where I'm at with the S tiers, okay? A tier. Do we have any A tier? What do you think, guys? You think there's any A tiers? What do you think? Okay, so somebody said WandaVision. That's kind of interesting. To me, there's only one A-tier Disney Plus show. Only one. Only one. Mando. Mando Season 1. First live-action Star Wars show ever. But I think especially we're getting kind of an appreciation for what that show was able to do with, you know, Boba. There's a lot of things little things people don't love about Book of Boba Fett. And I think looking back at Mando, you're just like, wow, like, I can really appreciate how much more tight, how much more story-focused and good that show was. Like, that Mudhorn episode with Mando, like, it's just incredible, you know? So much fun packed into Season 1 of The Mandalorian. You know, it's fundamentally a fun show with the advent of, you know, Baby Yoda. But it's also just really well written. A lot of mystery. Like, not seeing this character at all. It has some miss episodes for sure, but it ends so strongly. The last 2 episodes, I feel, are so damn good. So just a really, really well put together show. And I think maybe just because of... Look, man, there's a lot of expectations for Star Wars. And it's rare, at least it feels like it's rare, to come out here and say, hey, a Star Wars show, it had all those expectations and it came out and delivered. You know what I mean? So for that reason, I would say, yes, you have an A-level show with the Disney Plus stuff. But here's kind of what I'm saying to you is, if you kind of look at what I'm saying here, and look, hey, it's just my opinion here, right? So it's pretty much law. Write it down in stone, make it an NFT, put it on your wall. There are only 3 Disney Plus shows in A tier or above for me personally, okay? That's interesting, you know? That's like, okay, Mando, craziest, hottest show, S tier, 2 seasons in the top 2 tiers. But also, where's season 3? What's going on with season 3? If there's a major fall in quality from season 3, I just feel like that's a wild story. You know what I mean? Very, very crazy. Same could be said for Loki, but I think we expect Loki season 2 to be even better. You know what I mean? Just a lot of question marks around Mandalorian. Okay, so I just kind of want to say that. Now, let's talk B-level stuff. The first one I'll put up there is WandaVision. Okay. Now, let's talk about WandaVision a little bit. I like WandaVision. Upon revisiting WandaVision, I like it even more than I did before. But I think, really and truly, the show can't really be A or S tier. And yes, part of this is because of the boner. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of this is because of the boner. I'm super butthurt about it. Maybe some of you guys aren't. That's fine. But it also has to do with that ending. That ending, I mean, it's forced. It's goobly glob. I don't really get the emotional weight that I feel like I should. I think that ending might make a lot more sense in the context of Multiverse of Madness and some of the other stuff that's coming out. But just as its own, just as a show, like, I just can't get down with that. So the ending, the boner. And also, man, there's a lot of shit. When you go back and watch WandaVision, there's a lot of stuff that we sort of took a microphone to and went all over it, and it never meant anything. It never developed into anything. The space engineer, Dottie, you should really watch out for Dottie. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of different things in the show don't do anything. And even though the set designs, the shifting of narrative, the changing of the different episodes, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. It's a good, enjoyable show, but it's B. It's B tier. It is not A tier. Like, if it had been tighter, if the ending had been a little bit more clear, if you didn't have the boner and you had more of these things that happen pay off, A tier, maybe even S tier. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of really good stuff in WandaVision. I feel like the actors themselves absolutely crush it. A lot of the characters are really, really interesting. But yeah, just too much of a letdown and stuff just kind of hanging out there for me. I don't know. B tier for me. Next one I want to do. What if? What if? Underrated show. I wish I could give it an A. I can't quite give it an A, but I will say, okay, so why can't I give it an A, right? Maybe let's start there. I feel 2 things are sort of hurting the show. Number 1, it's not super clear how connected the show is to the MCU. This was something that we had debated about going into the show, something we talked about, after the show. I still strongly feel it will tie into the MCU. You will see different characters. But even the Supreme Strange that we see in the Doctor Strange commercial, it's not necessarily the same one from here. Like, it's not clear. He doesn't look exactly the same. Like, it's different. Captain Carter's apparently in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Is it the same Captain Carter? Is it a different Captain Carter? What the heck? We don't know. Okay? Also, the pacing of the show is a little uneven. The Thor party episode was weird. There are a couple other episodes that were weird and feel really disconnected from the overall narrative, right? And I think that it's just not quite tight enough. Like, you look at a show like Invincible, right? Animated superhero show. Invincible's S tier, dude. Invincible is nuts. Like, what they're able to do, incredible. What If is several steps behind that. It has a lot of interesting ideas, a lot of fun, ambitious ideas, and I think the what if aspect of it's super, super fun. But if you're not a hardcore Marvel fan, I think this show doesn't slap for you the way you would want it to. Okay, so that's kind of why I have it on B tier. Now, on the flippy floppy of that, what about Clone Wars Season 7? I don't really include Clone Wars Season 7. It's not even a full season. It's just finishing up that story. Where would I rank it? I'd probably say A tier though. But the Martinez arc is so rough for me. I don't know, guys. That one's rough. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. So, yeah, going back to What If, I will say on the positive notes on the show, it's incredibly rewatchable and it's a blast to rewatch. It is an absolute blast to rewatch, and I think that perhaps moving forward, because I think they'll do a lot more fun stuff with this concept, and if they do a season 2, which I think they will, I expect season 2 to be even more fun and have more exciting stuff going on. But, What If was one of those shows where we would do watch parties and we would chill with it, and then we'd kind of be like, okay, that was fun, but, like, was it worth staying up till, like, 3 a.m.? You know what I mean? I don't know about that. Axid Droid says Bad Batch should be on there. Bad Batch is on there. I forgot. It's a D. Or maybe even E. Bad Batch is bad, dude. I know a lot of people defend Bad Batch. Nah, fam. Bad Batch was not good. Like, I'm just going to say it. Bad Batch was not good. Sorry. Yeah, it's not good. Okay. Let's go C tier. C tier. Star Wars Visions. Star Wars Visions. After I saw the first episode of Star Wars Visions, I was like, dude, this is going to be one of the best shows I've ever watched. I'm so excited for this. Hype through the roof. Through the roof. Then I watched the second episode and I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay, talk about a 1-2 punch of like happy and sad. You know what I mean? Like, talk about that, man. Like, episode 1, I'm like, dude, just give Star Wars to the Japanese. I don't care. Just give it to them. And then I watched episode 2, and I was like, no! No! They're too ridiculous. No. No. Take that back. Take it back. Star Wars Visions has some really interesting episodes. Some really fun episodes. There's some stuff that I wish I could explore further. But then, like, I really sat down and think about it. It's really, like, only 3 of them that I really, really like. And out of, 8 episodes or whatever? Like, that's just... It's really not it, you know? And it's not an enjoyable show to sit down and watch all the way through. Again, it's a really interesting idea. It's like the Animatrix or whatever, you know, something like that. I wonder if they'll do more of it in the future. I mean, I wouldn't mind them doing more of it, but it's almost like not even a show, right? It's not something you can like really get hyped up on and like watch all the way through, you know? Like it's like here's a couple of these things that are kind of fun. As a hardcore Star Wars fan, it's probably something you want to check out. But like, yeah, nah, like not really, bro. Like not really for me. So, it's C tier. You know what else is C tier, but I actually like more than Star Wars Visions? Is Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a totally fine show. The ending's a little lackluster for me personally. And I think that the show sort of takes a turn after episode 3. Like in episode 4, you kind of like, okay, this is kind of all we're getting, you know? And episode 3 is the best episode, 100%. But the rest of them are like just okay. It's a lot of, character stuff, and Clint's really good in it. And I like Kate Bishop a lot. look, I got to say something. I'm on the outside on one thing, man. I'm on the outside on one thing. Everybody in here is probably going to get super upset when I say this. I'm not feeling Florence Pugh. I'm not feeling her. Everybody loves Florence Pugh. And they're like, oh my God, I love Florence Pugh in the MCU. And her character's awesome. And I just want to watch her on screen all day, all the time, all night long. She's so charismatic. And I love to, dude, I'm not feeling it. I'm not on team Yelena. Okay? And I know everybody's getting upset. I see it in chat already. Everybody's getting all... I get it, okay? It's fine. It's fine. You can like bad things. So I'm hashtag not on that team. You know what I mean? And look, I get everybody loves it. Everybody loves her. I see it in the chat. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, love for Yelena. Cool story, bro. Well, I don't have to like it, okay? And I don't. I'm trying. Everybody's like, look at this. This is crazy. I knew I shouldn't have even brought it up. And everyone else just loves her or whatever. Okay. But yeah, for me, Hawkeye, it's alright, man. It's alright. It's like, it's real C-level stuff. I could see myself maybe revisiting it. But it doesn't even have as much of a draw as like WandaVision has for me to revisit, you know? So, not really particularly feeling it. And then here we go. Falcon and the Winter Soldier's D tier, bruh. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is D tier. And here's the deal with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you will recall, sadly, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was my most anticipated of all of these Marvel shows. When we knew we were going to be getting Loki, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Hawkeye, I automatically was most excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I love the chemistry between these two characters. They are hilarious in Winter Soldier. They're hilarious all throughout. Love it. I love street level crime, military grade stuff, Wetworks spy type stuff. Like, dude, Winter Soldier where Cap's on the boat and just whooping everybody's ass in the stealth suit. Like, that's my shit. Some of the fights in Winter Soldier, just between Cap and Bucky and like some of these other characters, are absolutely incredible. I love the idea of Thunderbolts. I love the idea of all of that coming to a head. Man, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was weak as fuck to me. The first episode's cool. The action in the first episode was sweet. And then it's like, there's no more good action after that. There's no more good action. The only redeemable things about Falcon and the Winter Soldier are the Isaiah Bradley character, who absolutely brought it in every scene he was in, and it was crazy good, and Zemo. How the fuck is Baron Zemo better than the two leads in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Man, got a lot of things that I could say about this. I felt like it was a big mistake to have Bucky just completely captured with trauma to the point where he's not really even fun. He's not even really a fun character in the show, okay? Part of the thing with a buddy cop thing is, like, you need to have that sort of fun thing. Bucky in the show is like a post-traumatic stress Terminator of emotion. He's not a fun character. Sam has no arc. You want to know what Sam's arc is in this show? I now act a lot like Steve Rogers. And you're going to watch all of the conflicts around me bounce off of my stoic, Steve Rogers-esque mentality. That's not an arc. There's no development. Man, I went from being so high up on the show thinking like getting so excited for the possibilities. And then Sharon Carter, Valentina Contessa, who gives a fuck? Where's General Ross? Where's the Thunderbolts? What is happening? Like, I just felt like so many weird choices. Not to mention the fact that they remade the whole show, dude. They remade the whole show. Yeah, you didn't know that? You know what? They do LLCs for all of these shows. They formulate a little company. It's a little subsidiary company so that they have liability going through that for every single show. Do you know what the LLC was for the shooting of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? It was called Pandemic Productions. I'm not even kidding you. Pandemic Productions. And they had that shit all about a viral company. All about a virus getting out there and doing all this crazy stuff. Okay? They literally remade the show. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't have done this, because obviously when something crazy like that happens in the world, you're like, okay, we probably shouldn't have a big disease being spread out there in our show. I get that. But the way they covered it all up and the way they put it together, like, dude, that last episode, like, we can go back and watch it together sometime. It is horrible, bro. I'm sorry. That last episode is trash. The way the action's shot, put together, so many weird close-ups on characters because it was obviously done in reshoots and you don't want to show what's behind the character. Just super sloppy. Slippity slop, 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 slipping all over the slippy slop place. The main villain, the curly-cued, freckle-faced girl, that's horrible. Horrible. It's just so contrived, saying the same shit over and over again. Like, it's really not good. I found the show to be absolutely atrociously bad, horrible, slippy, sloppy mess. Which is a shame, because it was my most anticipated of all of these Disney Plus shows. So, there you have it. Now I want to do a poll, just because I saw so many people angry about this. Let's just see. How was Josh's list? Great. Good. Bad. Horrible. I just like to, where are the people at? Like, how do the people feel about this? Josh dislikes a show he had high expectations for. That's true, actually. The worst thing a show can do is for me to have high expectations for it. Ah, yes, Ash Hammer. Interesting question. Where would I put Book of Boba Fett? We can't know until the show's done. And I was thinking about that, too, as I was doing this list. I was like, where would I put Boba right now? The thing is, man, like, it could go one of two ways. Like, from here, I think Boba could take off and go crazy and then be A or S tier. But it could go the other way and get dragged down pretty fucking quick, man. Like, if we get another episode 3, like, I'm sorry, I know there are people out there that like episode 3. I really don't like... It's not that I don't like episode 3. It's I don't like the idea of all of the rest of the episodes being like that. That's why I really don't like that. Like, my whole thing with episode 3 is, like, it's fine, but it's going to lead us to a better place. If it doesn't, and if we just continue to get this, like, imagine episode 4 is the cyberpunk Vespa gang fighting against Pikes the whole episode, and Boba's coming down in a robe. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to do it for me. That's not going to do it for me. Why did the sand people have to die off screen, right? Why did the Tuskens have to get slaughtered off camera? That should have been the Vespa gang. Boba should have come down in a robe and the Vespa gang's just like lying over there disembodied. And Chrysanthemum's like chewing on one of their arms. Like, that's what I'm talking about. So where would I rate it right now? I'd say it's between B to C right now. You know what I mean? It's between B and C, and I need it to finish strong so that I can pump up the jam, as it were. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. You know what I'm still not over? And we're gonna have to talk about this for the rest of the stream now. Y'all don't really like you don't like the you laugh you lose? We're taking the you laugh you lose off of the thing? That's fine. Just trying new things. Just trying to do fun things. Everyone's like, I hate it. Thoughts on Robert Rodriguez? He should step away from Star Wars. Look, Rodriguez is a great director. It's hard to say, man. Like, a lot of people... Here's what I think is kind of interesting. Like, a lot of people are clowning on Rodriguez. Dude, John wrote that episode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Replace the Nerf gun with raw eggs that drop on your head. Oof. Oof. I don't know about that. Yeah. You laugh and you can't touch the mic for 5 minutes. I can't do that. Come on, man. Can you sample a Nerf gun to the face? You laugh, you lose is D tier idea. Damn. But I wanted to spice it up with the Nerf gun shot. Okay? I know it's not the most original idea. You think I don't know? Read Dune like Ben Stein. That'd be kind of fun, huh? Replace Nerf gun with shock collar? Dude, you guys are fucked up. Paintball to the nuts? I thought about paintballs, but that's too hard. Paintballs are too much, man. Paintballs is too much, man. All right, let's get into some Q&A. Let's do some Q&A, and then I'll do some call-ins at the end of the show. If you are a Nerdventure member, check it out on the Discord. That's where we will do the call-ins. I'll create a stage later in the show. You want to come on and yell at me about my ideas? You want to come on and yell at me about the tier list? Well, do it at the end of the show. That right? That right? That right? Let me get this pulled up. How's everybody doing in gambling? Did anybody hit a 99 yet? Or a 100 yet? I should say, today's show and all the shows over here are brought to you by the Nerdventure members, the lovely people you see in chat with a badge next to their name. Support the channel at a monthly cost. They get tons of different benefits. They get to have full access to different areas of the tower. They get 20% off of the Teespring merchandise. And I am going to be adding in some Boba Fett merch in there, so you'll want to check that out. You get, access to a ton of behind-the-scenes streams, including those Wednesday night streams. You know what we're going to do next Wednesday night, guys? I thought about this last night, too. Here's what I want to do next Wednesday. We're going to watch some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, that's right. Next Wednesday, for our Wednesday night Nerdventure stream, we're going to watch some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm going to have you guys submit, like, we'll do, like, a poll on what episodes we want to watch or whatever. We'll pick out some episodes. I'll pick out, like, some of the best ones or some of the best arcs or whatever, and we'll see. But, yeah, we'll watch some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I will commentary the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show that you all love so much. Yeah, maybe some Ghost Rider stuff. I heard that stuff was fun, and I haven't checked it out, so maybe I should do my due diligence and check that out, yeah? All right, let's get this going on here. Let's get this going on here. Let's see what people's got to say. Everybody just thinks my list is perfect. That's cool. John B is first in with a $5 holla. Says, Nerd Vengeance time. Happy Friday, Josh. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, John. Happy Friday, my friend. Yeah, Friday. I know we're all excited, man. I'm pretty excited. It's been a fun week. You know, we had a lot of great streams. This week was chock full of some great streams. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I think the Wednesday night stream was really fun as well. Read a bunch of comics, had fun. We tried out High Republic comic too Wednesday night. Man. I mean, maybe it was a mistake to kind of jump in the middle of a 2-year ongoing story and try to make sense of it all, but I had no idea what was going on. But yeah, Friday, baby. I got at least one more video to knock out. I got a stream with you guys at 1 and some tiki-talkies. And after that, I mean, I might hit the gym or something, but yeah, I'm going to just be chilling. Angelo says, number 1, Loki. Number 2, What If? Number 3, Wanda. Number 4, Falcon the Winter Soldier. Number 5, H.E. All good shows. H.E. What the hell? H.E. What show is that? Josh I with the $10 holla. Very generous, my friend. Says, I have a crazy theory for you. What if the Tusken Warrior is Fennec? Crazy, right? What if the Tuskens are the reason Boba and Fennec have such a tight bond? What do you think? P.S. Take my money, brother. That would be wild. I don't think so. I think he's going to... Maybe. Can you imagine? That would be weird. I mean, I guess that's technically possible. I don't know. At this point, like with the flashbacks, I think with that tribe sort of off the table, now we're really going to move forward with that. And just kind of see, like, him seeing the armor and seeing Mando and stuff like that. I'm still kind of confused in the timeline of all this stuff, you know? So I hope we get more answers. That is an interesting theory, Josh. I wonder if that will come to pass. That character is not with the rest of the tribe. So what's the deal? I don't know. Could be. That'd be wild. If it's true, you're the first one I've ever heard say it. Joey Ebbs says with a $5 holla says, Josh, don't look at us right now. We're ashamed of our habits. Just keep talking nerdy content while we get our fix. I know, right? I was trying to have a conversation in the chat, and everybody's just gambling like a bunch of fiends. Everybody's just gambling like a bunch of fiends. But it's all good. That's what we do. That's what we do on Fridays. On Fridays, we gamble and wear pink. Niles Crane says, do it. Okay, I will, but what are we doing? You know, a little nervous. By the way, I actually want to fix things so that next week, the super chats pop up so that we can actually see the super chats while I'm going over them. I think that would be kind of fun. So looking to make some upgrades to the setup over the weekend. I think it'll be real cool. All right, hang on. Kendall says, Star Wars fans thought Boba would be Loki, but it's more like Hawkeye, Falcon, and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I kind of agree. I do believe fans were, I mean, dude, it's Boba coming back, you know, yeah, hype. And I 100% agree with you. I think that we wanted it to be more like Loki. But you know what's funny about Loki is I wasn't expecting Loki to be like that. Like, it became a little more clear as we got closer. Oh, Loki's going to be wild. Loki might be that show. But until we like saw that first episode and I was like, whoa, like I didn't really expect it to be that crazy. Whereas with Boba, like you just say Boba Fett show, and I think it comes with expectations, you know, and I do think we're currently shy of those expectations. Big Stevie W says Peacemaker's first 3 episodes are better than almost all Disney Plus shows not named Mando. Interesting, Stevie. I might check it out, to be honest with you. Not really my thing. Didn't really love that Suicide Squad movie. James Gunn's cool, but very goofy. I heard Batmite was in the show. That's the literal only thing so far that has made me want to watch that show. Don't know about that shit, brother. But with that recommendation from you, I will at least check out the first episode. How about that? John Shaw says, when compared to like Sopranos or Breaking Bad, Mando nor Loki are S tier, but Mando 1 and Loki 2 is obvious. Mando 1 and Loki number 2 is obvious. Yeah, 100%. I get what you're saying. I think Loki does stand up to some of those shows, though. And I would say Mando 2 stands up to them in different ways. Like, I don't even love the first season of Breaking Bad, to be honest with you. Like, it's cool, but I think it gets, like, even better from there. You know what I mean? Like, Breaking Bad's fine. It's fun, but it gets even better. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Loki. Loki has the potential to do that. With Marvel, there's inherently some of the added value of the connective tissue and the other things, like the MCU proper. You don't have that with other shows and things like that, so it's kind of a different ball game. But I do get your point. I'm not saying you're way out of left field. You know what I mean? Kendall says, "Sorry, if WandaVision isn't A tier, then it's got to be a little bit of bitterness for the boner. Can't forget the experience we had during the season." It's true, Kendall. But when I look back at that time, I think about all the different things that went nowhere. You know what I mean? And I make this argument a lot, and sometimes I get shit for it or whatever. But I strongly feel that YouTubers and streamers, I include myself in this, but like I include Paul in this, I include a lot of different folks. The speculation around that show made it as entertaining as it was. Minus that stuff, I don't know how we would have experienced the show together. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how we would feel about it. Man, yeah, those were great times, though. I can't argue with that because those were great times, and we were still kind of like in Pandyland, so we were all like, it was like fucking snow days every day, even for adults, and we were like, what the fuck is going on? And so it fit perfectly within that time period, and I had a blast with you guys. Like, I don't want to detract away from that because I absolutely did. And did I get way too butthurt about the boner? Yes. Am I still way too butthurt about the boner? Probably. Is the boner part of the reason why I can't make it A tier? Yeah. Dan Larkin says with the $10 holla, very generous, says, my understanding was that Netflix canceled the shows because of Disney Plus. They didn't want to invest time and money in something they didn't own, and that would inevitably enrich their competitor. So my understanding is the like total opposite of that. To my understanding, Netflix had complete and total control of those shows. They bought the ability to make those shows. I think the reason Netflix canceled those shows is because even Daredevil Season 3 had shown a big decline over the viewership of Season 1 and 2, and almost all of the other shows had as well. The thing that's wild for me is like the what was the Defenders, where they all came together. Defenders was one of the most watched shows out of all those Netflix shows, and it wasn't even that great, you know? And I think there was just sort of an uneven sort of lack of quality, diminishing returns. And this is what happens in television. It's kind of interesting. You actually have to pay the actors and sometimes writers more, not less, more. As a show becomes more popular, as it goes on for more seasons, you got to pay them more. But what if the show is not performing the way you want it to? Then this weird sort of like, think of it almost like a death cross, where you're diminishing returns and you have to pay them more. Like if you want to do a season 4 of Daredevil, you really got to pay Charlie Cox and that whole cast more and more and more. And my understanding was that's why the shows were canceled. I mean, unless I'm totally wrong, like Marvel had nothing to do with that. So, but hey, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Ezra Bridger and Mando Season 2. Angelo says, 1, Mando Season 2. 2, Mando Season 1. 3, Clone Wars Season 7. 4, Boba. 5, Bad Batch. Damn, dude. What about the Marvel stuff? You know, are you not a Marvel fan, Angelo? The Exodus says, did you see Casey Walsh dragging Mikey Sutton and Geekosity Mag on Twitter last week? I thought Mikey was legit. He is absolutely not legit. How would you rank all top scoopers? Let me explain this. And I don't like to... I think Mikey Sutton is terrible, bro. And a lot of the people that I talk to think he is like a literal scam artist. Okay? I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm just telling you what other people have told me. My opinion of him, based on a lot of word of mouth from these other folks, is that he does not have actual sources. He is a total scam artist, and he's out there just trying to steal people's shit. I mean, dude, Mikey Sutton And, you know, not to call out other big YouTubers, but there's a couple big YouTubers out there that were working with Mikey at the time. I think Cosmic Wonder no longer covers his stuff. I could be wrong, but I think that he no longer covers his stuff. But there was a big YouTuber out there that covered the big Mikey Sutton story that Agents of S.W.O.R.D. was going to be the continuation of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., on the night of its last episode, they were going to announce the spin-off show, Agents of S.W.O.R.D. Obviously, that shit didn't happen. But that's that Mikey Sutton shit. Look, all scoopers get stuff that's wrong. Mikey Sutton just gets stuff that's wrong a lot because he just makes stuff up. Right? So, that's what it is there. Prince Zodiac says, not just boner, all the Easter eggs were abandoned. It's true. A lot of them were abandoned, and I just can't look past that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fun show, but I kind of can't look past that. Mate says, with the 20 million rupees or something, WandaVision gave me good boner and bad one, B tier. Yeah, that's fair. You know, little column A, little column B, you know. Lucas says with a $20 holla, very generous, my friend, says, I think the list would be S is Loki, Mando Season 2, A tier, Mando Season 1, and What If. That's interesting. I can't quite get What If there, but I understand. B tier for you is WandaVision, Hawkeye, and C tier is Falcon the Winter Soldier, Visions, and then Bad Batch is Alone in D. But I'm only a few days from a year. I'm stoked. Dude, that's awesome, Lucas. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support. I really do. I think that's a good list, bro. Super reasonable. Yeah. And you probably just enjoyed some of these shows a little bit more than me. That's fine. And that's why it's a, you know, it's just subjective in that sense. You know what I mean? But I appreciate your input. Elisa says with a $10 holla, disagree with your Florence Pugh opinion. But I will say this. Marvel is trying way too hard to introduce funny characters in every little thing they do, so I can see why Yelena would feel overdone. Yeah, that's totally fair. I'm not as taken by the snarky, silly, like, oh my God, Kate Bishop, you know? It's like Mean Girls with a Russian accent. It's like, okay, I get it. Not my flavor, you know? So it is what it is. Maybe different strokes, different folks sort of thing, but I appreciate it. Ryan says, they turned Winter Soldier into a soy boy. This was not the spy thriller show we were promised. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't necessarily think he got turned into a soy boy. I just think he got turned into, like, not a fucking fun character. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, let's do a buddy cop show where instead of it being fun and sort of making light of some of these things, like, because buddy cop shows have done the Ebony and Ivory thing before. They've talked about race in interesting, fun, subtle ways. This show was like, let's get fucking deep as fuck and make, you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, both characters just dealing with trauma, therapy, the world falling around them. That'll be really fun. That'll create a really fun vibe for the show. No, it won't. No, it didn't. The show is not very fun. Nikki says, rank Disney Junior, Spidey and His Amazing Friends. 10 out of 10, S tier. Best show I've ever seen. Noah says with a $5 holla, I have to put Clone Wars Season 7 A tier solely because of Siege of Mandalore. I'm not a crier, but you're a good soldier, Rex. Got me. I'm not crying. You're crying. I totally understand that. I appreciate it. I get what you're saying. That moment of it's really fun. But isn't it like, what was it, 12 episodes? 4 of them were wasted on the sisters. 4 of them at the beginning were like, what the fuck is this? There's only 4 really good episodes. I just can't. I don't even count it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even count that as a show. That's just me, though. Masma says, I will only like a stream if you stand and show full shirt and read Dune in Ben Stein's voice. Everything else, thumbs down. I actually saw that dude speak one time, that Ben Stein guy. I saw him speak once at, like, Rochester Institute of Technology. And this was, like, before he went crazy. He actually had some fun things to say. It was kind of an interesting chat. John Shaw says, replace the Nerf gun with a shock collar. Bro, that's fucked up. Look, we'll go back to the drawing board, okay? Obviously, nobody likes my ideas. So we'll go back to the drawing board. Sheesh. Noah says, happy Friday, everyone. P.S. Take my money. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Ethan Bowers says, go to Josh's Instagram and check out his shirtless pic. The man is jacked. Yes, I will say that picture is from a couple of years ago, and I was definitely in better shape back then. But, yeah, we do some working out and all that. Eric says with a $5 holla, are you going to check out Peacemaker? It was a breath of fresh air in a fart chamber of DC news lately. I said this before. I'll say it again, though, just because you were kind enough to donate. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. It's not really my thing. Like James Gunn, John Cena, not really, my thing there. But enough people are saying it's good that I will check it out. I'll watch at least the first episode. I'll try to go in unbiased and see what it is, okay? By the way, Nerdvengers, I did just start a stage called Call-Ins over on the Discord, and we're going to do some call-ins today. So I'd love to have some people call into the show and just kind of see what's on your mind. You can yell at me about the tiers. You can tell me that you think the You Laugh, You Lose is a brilliant idea. Whatever you're thinking. So, let me pull this music way down. Pull the music way down. And let's get in here. Okay, Machine Gun Carter. I'm bringing you onto the show, Machine Gun. Machine Gun Carter. Are you there? Hello? Machine Gun. Okay, it doesn't look like it's working. Maybe we'll get you back in there. Okay. Amethyst Bendu, I'm going to bring you in, man. What's up?
How we doing?
Good, man. How are you? You're live on the call.
Excellent. I just had a quick question, then I'll let you just talk about it.
Sounds good.
What specifically would you like to see from episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett?
Nice. Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, thanks for that. So what would I want to see specifically for episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett? I think plainly just a lot more action with the Pikes and warring and stuff like that. I think for me, one of the things that kind of bummed me out about episode 3 was it's not just that the Power Rangers come in and do stuff. It's that they're taking away stuff that I just wish Boba was doing. So, like, I wish Boba was just fighting BK. I wish Boba was just tracking down the Major Domo. So, I think if we see more Boba flashback stuff, I think we need to kind of move on that and sort of get to where he meets Fennec, gets to where he sees his armor or he sees Mando, pardon me. So I would say probably just kind of moving that along. I tell you something that would really be cool for me as well is if dealing with the Pikes is more interesting than just fighting a bunch of Pikes in Mos Espa. Like, meaning maybe there's some other bounty hunters that show up. Maybe there's a wider plan that is sort of revealed or something of that nature. I mean, at this point, we aren't just on one planet. We're in like one little portion of Tatooine, minus some of the flashbacks for Kamino. So I'd like the show to open up a little bit more action, but also like bigger stakes, wider Star Wars stuff going on, and Boba to do more. That's kind of where I'm at with it. All right, Kendall, let's bring you on in. Kendall. Probably be a second here. You probably just heard me on the stream, so we'll get you live in just a second here. Kendall, what's up, bro?
Hello.
Gotcha, man. You're live on the call. What's going on?
Let me fix it. What's up?
What's up, my guy? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Congratulations, by the way, my man.
Yeah, thank you, man. By the way, how old is your little sensei now?
He's 4 months now.
Okay, nice. So someday they might play some video games together or something.
Hey, bro, and get hip to the amazing Spider-Man and his amazing friends. You slept that comment off a little bit, but look, that's the perfect introduction to a nerdy friend.
Perfect. Yeah, that's something I'm actually really excited to. It's just like going through stuff. Like we were talking the other night about like what shows we liked when we were kids, when we want the kid to watch, which was like Wishbone, some of that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's exciting. It's scary, but it's it's fun.
it's gonna be scary until it happens, but you do good at it. You're a stand up man.
Thank
Well,
you,
look, man, look. I got to shit on your list though. I have to shit on.
All right, here we go.
But for the most part, look, my only gripe is WandaVision, bro.
Okay.
Like, come on, WandaVision is at least an A. Like, in my opinion, and I know we're talking about opinions here.
Right.
But come on, think about the times we were having when WandaVision was out, man. For the entire 8 weeks, we were having so much fun in the watch parties. The channel was blowing up. Everything was going crazy. WandaVision, the experience of WandaVision itself, I believe, puts in the A. Now, the finale, they nailed the finale, and like the fair points you're making about the things paying off and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If even one of those things are paid off, I agree with you, it would be an S or no doubt A. But to me, it's the experience of it, the theories, just talking about it, the mystery of it makes it an A.
You know, that's fair. And I could say that just like in the same way that Mando season 1, you know, you don't know. You're like, oh, live action Star Wars show. Same thing with WandaVision, right? Where we didn't know. We were like, what's the MCU live action content going to look like? And this was wild. And so I could definitely see what you're saying. You know what I mean? And I have revisited it, and I like it a lot more than a lot of the other shows. But I don't know, man. Like, I maybe I'm just too bitter over the boner, bro.
I feel you. And then my last one is just, look, Falcon and the Winter Soldier needs to be with Bad Batch. All right. Like, it needs to not be on the... Bro, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was so terrible. And to me, it just comes back to Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie is just not that dude. I'm sorry, he's not a lead character. Like, I can't think of one thing that I've seen him in that I actually thought that he was pretty good, other than maybe being Papa Doc, which nobody even remembers that he was him in 8 Mile. But other than that, to me, it's just Anthony Mackie. He let me down in that show.
Yeah.
And it comes off sometimes a little bit maybe too preachy. And when you're preaching the type of stuff that he's preaching out, I love what the show did as far as like the message it was trying to send out. Like, don't be too far left or too far. I felt like it was like kind of a commonsensical move, a show, if you will.
Right.
But just the execution with Mackie, and that's what really took me out of it. Like, I feel like if you had a lot stronger of an actor there, it'd be the same way. But that was the hang up there for me. And then also the fact that everybody just ran away from every single fight that was going on. Like, Mackie never think about it, Josh. Mackie never defeated anybody. Sam, he did not defeat per se one person in that entire. Dude,
it's wild.
And that entire thing. Like, you're thinking you're leading up to one fight of him beating up a super soldier, super serum soldier person, but he didn't. So
I know.
Hey, if you nailed one, you nailed definitely nailed the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because it belongs in the trash.
Yo, let me ask you one question about that, because I actually was thinking of you in the Mackie situation, because I've heard you say that before. Do you think that it's possible that it's because I agree that he's not necessarily the strongest actor, but he was really good in those other movies because he had like other people to really play off of, and like his stuff with Bucky was really good. Do you think maybe it was just the fact that they because they kind of neutered the fun out of Bucky as well, and they put Sam in like a weird spot. So like, I'm wondering how much of it do you think is like on the writing? Because if they had like, imagine like an actual buddy cop scenario, I feel like Mackie would have shined a little bit more and maybe been helped a little bit by Sebastian. You know?
I do too. They made him a counselor, man. Like, and I know that's what he was like when Steve met him, but like that's not what he came. Steve kind of took that elder statesman role, if you will.
Right.
So like I feel like they really doubled down on like making him that elder statesman type of thing, or making him that type of, kind of sucking the fun out of everything type of deal there. So I definitely agree. Like if it was more for him to bounce off of, but even then, bro, like the moments with Isaiah, like I think like when he bounced off of the better characters or the better actors there, I see what you're talking about. Like, he definitely hit. But as far as, that's not his role no more, man. Like, he's Captain America. He's the guy. And as the guy, at least for me, I feel like you got to stand up in that role as an actor. And that's just me personally. Like, I know other people out there love him, but me personally, it's like,
I see what you're saying.
You save the people.
I definitely see what you're saying.
I get out of here, no shade, but that's how I feel about Tamara too. Like, I'm sorry, but Tamara's Tamara's hanging me up, bro. Like, I can't just dive 100% in Tamara, but hey, I'm not gonna rain on other people's parades. That's what it's all about.
It's all good. I'll touch on that a little bit. I'm gonna get you out of here, but I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the support, man.
No problem.
Take care. Take care. So let me just kind of touch on that a second. I'll get Mike in here and I'll get Matei in here as well. I knew he was going to go to the Tamara thing because I've seen Kendall in chat like talking about this and all that sort of stuff. And look, the thing is, like, a lot of that is subjective, right? Like, we just talked about the Florence Pugh thing, and like 90% of you were like down my throat about that. You were like, "You're crazy. We love Florence, etc., etc." Sometimes it's just a thing, man. If it doesn't work for you, and that actually is one of the worst things that can happen as a fan, because usually when that happens, it is not something you can really get over. It's something you might be able to get past, but it's not going to change. Like, you're not going to suddenly be like, "Oh, I appreciate that." And when it comes to Tem, like, I see what Kendall is saying, but like, for me, I guess just knowing that Tem is not a classically trained actor, he's never been considered like a stud or whatever. I just look at the direction and I'm like, they're actually pulling some really interesting nuanced stuff out of this with Tem. And I think that, like, he's doing the job. Like, it reminds me a lot of Gina in the first couple of seasons of Mando, where it's like, I don't think Gina Carano's a great actor or actress, right? But she's good in the show, and I'm like really impressed, especially particularly in the Bryce Dallas Howard episode, where she really, I felt, pulled a nuanced performance out of her. I can see that. Tem, man, it could be a thing. Like, I see what Kendall was saying, because he's not like doing the most crazy things. But you think about Mando ain't doing shit, dude. Pedro doesn't do shit. Like, all that acting is nonverbal, and it's really a lot of kind of Kulchev effect, where it's created by the scene and things around him. It might be not that maybe Tamora's bad, but that the story around him and everything is just not allowing him to have a consistent character performance, because there is some weird stuff in there. I will agree with you on that. But either way, I always appreciate Kendall's thoughts. You guys should definitely be checking out Normies to Nerds, the YouTube channel. He always has some good thoughts and does his own content. It's always really, really cool stuff. Jedi Mike, I'm bringing you on in, brother.
Check. Can you hear me?
I got you, my friend. How are you?
Oh, shoot, I'm just excited to finally get this Discord Android thing working out so I can say Happy New Year. Man, we went through it last year.
Yes, we did.
And congratulations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and Elisa. It's an amazing time to be right now. I watched The Eternals, and so I want to get your mind into that awesome imaginative space with the Celestials and the Eternals. And my wife and I, we have a perspective watching with her eyes and the Chloe Zhao thing. It was awesome on the Disney Plus IMAX, and I just want to hear you go to that sweet place where you're in a happy Eternals, Secret Wars, Phase 4, Phase 5. I love you, brother.
I love you too, man. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we did go through it last year. That was interesting times, ups and downs, but I felt like it was just really cool to kind of go through that with the community. And so I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the support and just a lot of the really hardcore folks that are just like always on Discord or, you know, always on Twitter or whatever. It's a really cool experience. I'm very grateful for it. And yes, it's awesome that we're going to have this little nerd venture. And I think everybody here loves Elisa as well. She's really sweet and awesome. And so it's a feel-good story on our end in that regard. As far as Eternals goes, like, I will say, I really liked the movie watching it again. And a lot of the crazy imaginative stuff that I did like the first time was elevated when we watched it again. The ending is still, I think, a little sloppy. I wasn't as bothered by it as I was the first time. And, you know, I'll talk about lore and all that sort of stuff in a second here. But, you know, one of the things I was really surprised by was the character development. Like, she does such a good job of establishing all of these characters. And you get, like, little things that you like or don't like about each one of them. And Kingo is just hilarious and amazing. I can't believe how much I like him. I found myself really liking Icarus quite a bit more throughout the film. And you pick up on little, like, nuanced things as he's going through this whole situation. You know, just Angelina Jolie, like, just really brought it in her performance, and her whole thing with Gilgamesh I thought was really sweet. Makari, great. Druig, awesome. Like, just a lot of fun with all these different characters. Even what's his face? Fastos. You know, I didn't love Fastos the first time I watched the movie when I was in theaters. I was like, man, this dude's like kind of cringe here and there. But you sort of, I don't know, like I just like it, you know, and I feel like it's consistent at the very least. Like his attitude, his perspective on everything is consistent from very early on in the film to the end of the movie. So that's all really exciting. As far as the crazy, like, where is all of this going? Like, what's the deal? Obviously, super intrigued by Star Fox and the ideas presented in the post-credit scene. And then, you know, we've heard some discussion about what that was all like during the creation process. There are a lot of photos of Harry Styles being more involved in the movie. And I think at one point there was a version of this movie that introduced the idea of Celestials not being the end all being gods, that maybe Arishem was lying again, and this idea that they can break free, that they can, evolve and have their own consciousness. Like when you rewatch the movie, a lot of the stuff with the specific deviant himself and how he's evolving, you know, I wondered why they left that character in the story, because when the first time I watched it, it just felt like that character was just a placeholder for a cover-up of Icarus's motivations. And like it just doesn't make sense that he's there the whole time. But I strongly feel like if you think about where this is going, that character is actually going to be really, really important. And also, a lot of folks were mad because we didn't get like devil-looking dudes in fancy suits that drink, you know, wine and have cigars, right? As the deviants, because some of the deviant characters from comics are awesome. I think it's also important to establish that the deviants can get there, that through evolving and absorbing other life, not just the Celestials or the Eternals, but their own. He absorbs all these different deviants right away and evolves further. I think that that idea is going to become really important to the Eternals having their own cognition, and possibly Thanos. I think it could explain what was going on with Thanos and Lars and, you know, them trying to have all this different cosmic power. You know, it was also just reported that Icarus is very likely going to be coming back very soon in Marvel, like maybe in the Marvels, maybe in Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe in Thor 4 or something to that degree. And I feel that when he went into the sun, he didn't go to die. He actually went to absorb that cosmic energy, because the Celestials said, Arishem said, we take all of this mass and forge it together to create stars. So he sort of like destroys all these different universes and then puts in a star. And so that creation process means they're grabbing up all this cosmic energy and like fusing it into a sun. And I think that Icarus flying into the sun is going to absorb all of that cosmic energy and be something similar to like a Hyperion level power, because his whole thing was he couldn't protect Cersei from Arishem, therefore he had to side with Arishem. It's all about Cersei, and he says like, I'm not powerful enough to stop him. And I think that what you're seeing is him, he did that thing, he helped them, now he's going to go try to get the power to actually help fight against the Celestials. So it's crazy. There's a lot there, man. I'm really excited about the potential lore and all of that sort of stuff. Was Thanos trying to shut down the Convergence? It's sort of implied in the movie. It's not directly stated. But I think with Star Fox, Icarus, and some of these other characters playing a bigger role moving forward, like I'm just, as a Marvel fan, like I'm glad Eternals exist. I'm glad the Eternals movie did what it did. And I think it'll play a role in what's moving forward. So like as a fan, totally cool and in a good place with it all. You know what I mean? So appreciate you. Mate, let me get you in here, man. And then we'll do, this will be our last call here. And then I think I got a couple more things to get into on the super chat end. Mate.
Do you hear me?
I got you, my friend. How are you?
I'm cool. I have the Rona locked up inside, but
Gotcha.
I'm chilling.
Gotcha.
And hopefully I can get out soon, because I'm in Prague, and Chris Hemsworth is here, and he's shooting Extraction 2, so I want to find him. But
yeah, dude, get a photo.
Yeah, I would love to. Well, first of all, don't even get me started on the list. Like, I've seen a lot of bad lists, but man, that's so good. But yeah, I just want to say something about Book of Boba Fett because, like, honestly, I'm really pissed off with the list. So, Josh, just get your shit together.
Okay.
But about the Book of sorry, no, I'm kidding.
It's okay.
But about the Book of Boba Fett, I like episode 1. Like, it's like a 7.5 maybe. Episode 2, that's like an 8.5 for me. That's like top tier Disney show level. Episode 3 is like a 6.5 maybe. It's okay. But one thing I gotta give to it is it just gives me like this Star Wars old EU like Legends vibes. Like, I don't know why, I don't know what it is about it. But when I was watching it, I was like, I've seen this. I've seen this before in my head when I was reading like these, I don't know, weird books from the 90s and early 2000s. This is like this exactly the same like vibe. These campy biker gangs and the stupid costumes. It's just so cheesy. It's like, it's not really good, but I just vibe with it. Like, I've never been so nostalgic with Star Wars. Even when like Luke Skywalker came in Mando 2, I was like, oh yeah, we got Luke back. It's not Jake Skywalker anymore. It's Luke again.
Right.
But this is just like, this brings me back like 10 years when I was first reading these old books, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to chime in because this is like one of the best things about the Book of Boba Fett for me, and it, like, I feel like all of the episodes get like a few points more than they should, but it's so feel good that I just love it. I don't know.
No, I appreciate that,
So
man.
yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, no worries, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the call, and I'll talk a little bit about your point here in a second. All right, my friend.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
thanks for having me.
Yep, for sure. Take care. I think that's totally fair. The vibe aspect of it, I do think is something really good to bring up because I think that's fair, man. Like, and this is something that was funny because when when I talked to Theory about episode 2, he said it was like the most Star Wars-y thing ever, and like he liked it even more than like Mando season 2 and stuff. And at first I was like, I really don't understand that. But I think it does kind of have to do with what you're talking about, where like it just really feels like Star Wars and it has the correct vibe that you want from Star Wars. And I think especially like if you really don't like the sequel stuff, and I just did that whole rewatch of sequels and all that. I tell you, one of my first takeaways from watching the sequel content again was, man, like we gotta be grateful for Book of Boba because it is so good compared to that sequel vibe. And now my hair's flipping flopping and I can't stand. Yes, I need to go get a haircut. Yes, I put it off for too long again. Everybody shut your mouth. And my list wasn't that bad. Everybody's complaining about the list. You don't know nothing about lists. Make a list of all your lists and talk about why it's so bad. So, but yeah, no, I feel where you're at with that, man. I do think that it's a good vibe. I think Boba Fett's got a lot of fun stuff going on, and I think the show's gonna light it up, man. I really do. Like, I just think that for me, that was sort of a weaker episode. It's tough, man. Let me tell you, it's tough to do what I do. I don't want to get on my soapbox or whatever, but you guys don't know. I research all these nerdy things and talk about these nerdy things, and then I get on stream and blabber and yell and scream and get paid to do it. You guys don't know. You don't know how difficult it is. We watch all the nerdy things together. We explore them. Talk about them and all that. You guys don't understand how hard this job is. Okay. Everybody loves you, throws compliments at you, tells you how good your lists are, etc., etc. You don't understand. One thing that's always difficult about the show, or doing what I do, is if you're in a show that you generally like, which is Boba, but we're at a week where we just had the weakest episode. Like, I think that, even Matei is like, yeah, it's the weakest one, but it's still a vibe and I love the show. Like, it's just hard because a lot of what we're going to discuss throughout the next week until the next episode comes out is going to be the weakest show. So it's like you're in a spot where you're talking about the weaker show in a show that you love. You can't help but then sort of linger on certain things or talk about certain things, whether or not it's the zeitgeist out there, the Twitter sphere or whatever, it just puts you in a sort of a weird spot. So don't get it mistaken. Don't get it twisted, guys. I like the Book of Boba Fett. I do. And I think this show is going to light it up. I think it's going to, by the end of it, we're going to consider it to be really, whoa. Okay, Chet. Oh, I didn't say. All right. But I think by the end of it, we'll say this is top tier Star Wars content, but it's yet to be determined. Some people are writing it off already. Some people are waiting to see. I'm more of a wait and see guy on this, so that's kind of where I'm at. Let me see here, see if there's any last minute super chats, and then I'll hang out in the chat for a little bit, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. Angelo says, I did the MCU shows. HE is Hawkeye. Oh, okay, right on. Gotcha. Matthew Staunton with a $5 holler says, Josh, your comment about Pew Pew got me mad and was on my way to push over Susan, but now can't wait for the watch party, the best MCU show ever, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You see, that's how it is. That's how it is, man. Everybody was like with slings and arrows, man, ready to take me out. And then I was like, but we're going to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. together. And everyone was like, we're good. We're chilling. Chet feels like dancing. Yeah, he kind of did. Yeah, kind of did, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So I'll chill for just a couple more minutes here in the chat, see if there's anything else on your mind, ladies and gentlemen. Again, at 1 p.m., we're going to talk about You Laugh, You Lose. That's for a whole hour, Prime Ventures. I'm going to be like, okay, You Laugh, You Lose. Is it the worst content idea I've ever had? And how do we make it fun? How do we make every single stream incorporate percentages, over-unders, and You Laugh, You Loses? So come on by for that at 1 p.m. Should be a good stream. In all seriousness, I think today's Prime stream is going to be really fun. Big old update video coming at ya about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That'll be dropping later today as well. We're going to watch network TV. Yes, that's exactly it. We're going to watch, just like Twitch. We're just going to watch Iron Chef or whatever. I don't even know if that's a real show. Is that a real show? We're doing it. And yeah, so maybe there'll be a video over the weekend. Probably be chilling a lot myself. Just over the course of the weekend, hanging out, getting ready for next week. I think next week's going to be a really fun week. We'll have Book of Boba Fett episode 4. Maybe we'll get that Moon Knight trailer that everybody's freaking talking about. I don't know where the hell it is. And maybe we'll get some more updates about Doctor Strange as well. So that's what it is. That's what it is. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. Much love to you all. Chet, get that funky beat going on. What was that? Which one was it? No, I don't think so. No. I think it was this one. That's not it either. Oh, well. This one's fun. Yeah, I like this. All right, everybody. Much love. We're going to get out of here. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, John White. Appreciate you. Diamond badge, let's go. Did everybody leave? Is everybody gone? Did they leave? It's a 3-day weekend. What's Monday? Somebody help me out here. What are we doing Monday? What's the deal? And also, damn man, y'all be gambling. That's a lot of gambling. Social Anxiety Monday? Black Croissant Monday? Oh, it's MLK Day? Right on. Okay. Should we still stream, I guess? Yeah, we're still gonna stream. We'll still get it going on Monday. Guys, sometimes I have really juicy stuff to share with you in these. Sometimes I don't. But one thing I'll say. Souls, you won again? Shut them down. Too much luck at the table. Shut them down. No, we're doing it. We're going to do it. You guys have the day off. I don't have the day off on Monday. But here's the deal. One thing, I'm going to talk more about this in the video coming up about Doctor Strange. But they couldn't get Tom Cruise Iron Man? Really? I know some of you guys are like, fuck Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? You guys are crazy, dude. Tom Cruise Iron Man would have been dope. Tom Cruise Iron Man would have been dope. And now it didn't happen. Yeah, well. All right, much love, everybody. Much love. I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves out there. You take care of yourselves.